Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you are doing well this afternoon. Throughout the history of video games, to me, there is no bigger gamble, no type of game that makes you more uneasy than a licensed video game. They're just bad. They're just terrible, for the most part. We did Batman, like a month ago, and that one was pretty good. That's an exception. But for me, I'm a man willing to take a gamble. So today I have picked out a game that should be a pretty safe bet. It's the Terminator, which, I mean, you guys are familiar with the Terminator, you know, the movie anyway. And as a concept, it should be a pretty cool video game. I mean, really, you just have to make Contra, but with cyborgs, right? I mean, that's pretty easy. Just picture running around as Kyle Reese shooting phased plasma rifles in the 40-watt range, going back in time and having epic boss battles with Arnold. That was the movie. And in 1992, a whole 8 years afterwards, developers Radical Entertainment had their chance to make our dreams come true when they released The Terminator for the NES. Alrighty, let's put her in my NES and see what we got here. Well, I guess the stills from the movie look pretty nice. Arnold looks great. Look at Arnold here, he looks fantastic. Alright, so how's the game? It's terrible. I thought I would keep some suspense to the quality of this game, but it's just one of those titles that you play for 20 seconds and you just know, yeah, this is pretty bad. The first thing that'll catch your eye is the controls. They're horrible. The jumping has a delay of almost a full second. But the weird part is that if you're moving and you jump, there's no delay at all. It's kind of strange and honestly kind of hard to get used to as well. The shooting is unbelievable. Instead of just having a button that fires your gun like, you know, any other normal game, instead, one press makes you kind of crouch down and pull out your weapon, and a second press fires the gun, and then you can kind of aim it a little bit with the D-pad. It's just a very weird control scheme. The first level takes place during the future war. You're just kind of running around these sewers, and you actually get to shoot some Terminators and throw grenades and stuff like that. Now the thing is that I could adapt to these bad controls, but it's not really even fun when you get the hang of them, because the enemies are just so pathetic and stupid. Most of the time they kill themselves. And look at the endoskeletons. They just walk up to you and wait. Like, it wants me to lean in and fucking suck its dick. Unfortunately, that doesn't make the game easy, as the platforming is very difficult. This part right here has some infamy for how tough it is. I mean, you can see how skinny the blocks are here, but most of the challenge is the poor programming, because the only part of Kyle Reese's body that allows him to land properly is a single pixel in between his legs. You can watch a video about it, about how this works. I'll link it in the description, it's pretty interesting. Even when you master this nonsense, you'll still clip to the floor anyway. You'll just randomly clip through. But by far the worst part about this game is that they only give you 3 lives and no continues. Because they just needed to pad the length out, of course. Of course, take a 20-minute game and stretch it into 5 hours. And that's really the main problem with this game, is that the challenge is just the poor programming and the bad controls. And it doesn't get any better. Once you go back in time, the rest of the fighting is just punching cops. Look at how easy they are to kill. Look at this. And you get no weapons, no pipe bombs, no shotguns, nothing cool. We have to make it lame. So pretty deep into the Terminator for the NES, there is a police station level, which had me stumped for hours. Really, like a couple hours, I was just running around this place. It's a maze. I found this square object laying around, which apparently did nothing. Or at least so I thought. What they actually want you to do is to find this certain spot on the second floor where there's a gap and throw the box. And then it suspends itself in midair, and you can cross it. So instead of a cool boss fight with Arnold inside a burning police station, they really settled on this? Why? Why? Why would they do that? There's a couple driving segments where you go up against the Terminator. I mean, you can shoot back at him anyway, but it doesn't do anything. The goal is just run away. It's not terrible, but it's far from good. At least you can use this part to grind out some lives anyway. Every 50,000 points you get one. The shooting, of course, does nothing, but it gives you some points. So you pull up beside Arnold, bait his shot out, he'll try and shoot at you, you bait it, then you pull up and sink a bunch of shots in. And trust me, this will help out a lot later. You'll need those extra lives. Another aspect of this game that does have some infamy is the music. I muted the TV a lot when leaving this on, like if I had to go grab some food or take a piss, hit the mute button. It's terrible.
What you listening to, son?
I don't think you like it.
Well, why not? I like this new generation of music. Mother of God, it's all toilet sounds.
I wonder if the devs listened to this and liked it. Really, you have to question that. Like, imagine working at Radical Entertainment and fucking headbanging to this garbage. Okay, so I've finally made it to the last level. We are reaching the end here. And it's rather anticlimactic. You just grab a key, you throw another box. I know, they bring the box back. It's not as difficult to figure out this time, though. And then you make this tricky jump to reach the room with the hydraulic press. There's no boss fight here. Instead, you destroy Terminators with your bare fists. And of course, they're pathetic and easy to defeat. And then you just bait one over to the press, you jump over, and then you win. That's it. The ending is a single screen with the same shitty music, and then they boot you back to the title screen. Oh my god. Okay, to be fair, this isn't the worst game I've ever played. It's not as bad as Alf, for example. Some parts were even alright, and feel like the makings of a decent game. Like, there's a part where you weave a truck through bullets, and you have to fire back and time it correctly, and it's actually kind of fun. It's what you might actually expect from a Terminator game. The driving parts, while very simple, at least keep you a little entertained. You don't feel the poor programming oozing off of them. But that's where all of it ends. The rest of the game is unacceptable. Like I said, the shitty programming, the difficulty is so cheap and padded out. The music is just, oh my god, a fucking headache, man. And most importantly, it's just an endless amount of wasted opportunity. Enemies are just so simple and boring, and it's just monotonous. You punch, 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 you crouch, you shoot, shoot, shoot. 0% dodging. 0% boss fights, 100% bullshit. Simply one of the lamest games ever made. It's a disappointment put into an NES cartridge. And now, nobody plays this. You know who plays this? A fucking divorced dad on a hangover. And then he brags about playing it afterwards. And I fucking played and beat this game too. I'm not cool for that. Don't brag about it, don't play garbage. I didn't even know I played this game because I was so drunk on fucking gin that I must have blacked out and I didn't know I even played it until I went back and saw the footage on my hard drive. But really, that's where you want to be when you jump in. Make it a repressed memory. If you play this, be blackout drunk. Forget about it. Whatever. It's just bad. It's like a gold mine that was molded into a fucking porta-toilet. I'll give it a 4.2. It's a bad game, but not terrible. Not the worst thing ever. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I didn't have a fun time playing this game, but I had a fun time reviewing it. And if you stuck around to the end, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Really. I hope you did. I'll see you next time.